Welcome to episode 2 of the podcast, Combat Confidential. Today is a great episode, it's a great conversation I had with a good friend of mine, Naomi Connolly. Naomi is an animal. We both competed in the Winter Warrior program, season 7. Now it's Train Alta, and Naomi has just never stopped. She's competed in several Alta finales, has done brilliantly, has never taken a day off. Even though if you look at her Instagram, she travels a lot, and I'm highly jealous of that. But we get to talk to her about her upcoming fight, which unfortunately is now in the past. It's May 6th. We get to talk to her about how she's been training, her current camp, who she's training with. I get her insight on how she feels about combat sports in general, how she came to it, what drew her to it, why she stuck with it, and then we get to hear about her moving from South Africa. She moved here when she was 14. It's such an interesting story, and I got Naomi to talk a little bit about it in this show. Also, we get to hear an interesting story about Naomi and her husband, their time in Thailand. So make sure you stick around, check it out. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, you're in.
And here we go, 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 go,
Anyway, so, all right, we're back. Combat Confidential. Again, I have my friend here, Miss Connolly, Naomi, the Annihilator. How you doing today?
Yeah, good, yeah, yeah.
Good. It's a crap weather out today.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
Terrible, yeah.
I feel like everyone forgets how to drive in the rain in a country where it rains 50% of the time.
Oh, it's
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how's things?
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah. You got a fight coming up. I'm sure you're excited for that.
Yeah, 6th of May, 2 weeks now. So.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Unfortunately, this will be coming out after that.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, you can give me all your inside tips.
Yeah.
You know, you can give me your game plan.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that now. So I've been training very hard.
Yeah.
Twice a day nearly.
Really?
So, yeah.
How do you find that time?
It's hard. It's mom of 5 kids, and work. I find training in the morning a lot easier for me.
Okay.
Than I do. I just find I have more energy for the rest of the day. So I wake up at 5:10, get a bit of breakfast, go training at 6, come home, get the kids ready for school, get the kids to school, go to work, get 11 o'clock, come back, go training. And yeah, I just find it's easier to train earlier on in the day than I do in the evening, because once I train in the evening, I do be staring at the ceiling for hours going to bed. So
yeah, I'm the same exact way. I just everything's going. You're feeling kind of hyped up, and it's difficult to turn it off.
Definitely.
Even though I would be up late anyway. Generally, it's not it's different.
No, I even find it hard to watch a TV program in the evening, because
Really?
if I go to bed late, then it just messes up my whole routine then for the week. You know,
Yeah.
You're just tired training, and then it's just not good effect. So
Oh, yeah, especially with your training. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I just try to keep to before 10 o'clock at least going to bed.
Yeah.
Which is hard sometimes, because you don't even get to sit on the couch like
Absolutely,
my husband or anything, or watch a TV program. But yeah, especially coming up to a fight, it has to be done. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of discipline.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how you finding this camp then?
Do you know what the funny thing is that I feel like I've been on a camp since I've actually started this.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. To be fair, like anytime I hear anything about Naomi, she's got another fight or something about you always got something going on.
Yeah, I've done 7 now since I started a year and a half ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I just always want to have something booked. I always want to have something to work towards, you know, whether it's a jiu-jitsu competition or a fight. I just find it, if I have a focus there, you know, it's much easier to get the discipline in and to to get up and go
Yes.
at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning.
Absolutely. That's something. Was it last year? That's kind of what I did. Where I tried to do as many competitions as possible, and with the idea of I have to train because I have to compete.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's it,
so.
yeah. Otherwise, it's just I don't know. You're not really. It is. It's. I mean, you can still get up and go training, but it's just nice to have that focus.
Absolutely. Yeah. End goal.
Yeah.
You know, you did something you're training for.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You're not just doing it for the hell of it.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to this one now. So.
Yeah. So you're. What do you know about your opponent?
Oh, she's lovely. In all
Yeah.
fairness, yeah.
Have you met her before?
I have, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. We bumped into each other a few times actually there, just at different fights or
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to sharing the cage with her. So yeah, it'll be good.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping to try and get up there to
Yeah,
watch
do,
you.
yeah.
At very
I'll
least
be wearing your the fight gear.
Wolverine fight wear.
Yeah,
Check it out.
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to get up there. It's gonna be it's gonna be streamed. I think.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So at very least, I'll be watching it
It's
from
a
home.
great, in all fairness, it's called the Millennium. Quote me on that. I need to check in Derry, but it's a great kind of like arena
Okay.
kind of thing, seating the good
What's the promotion?
Chaos.
Chaos. That's right. Yeah. That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
Derry, yeah. So.
Yeah. Who else is fighting? Have you gotten the fight card?
The fight card is out, yeah. I haven't
Okay.
really had a glance over it now, but there seems to be a good few fights. And the whole place is nearly sold out as well
Really?
on tickets, and it is quite a big. I think it holds like 1,000 people or something.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Very good.
yeah. So
Where are you at on the card?
no pressure. I'm not too sure. I think there's a few. I think there's also grappling. There's a lot of grappling on there as well.
Okay.
So there will be, I presume, just the grapplers first, then the teens, and then they usually go for the girls, and then
Okay.
grab them. You know, so.
So not right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite right. Yeah.
That's
Not like
awesome.
with the altar fight where you would be like co-main or something like that, where this you kind of as this is my second amateur fight.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of
Your first one, that was in Belfast for there was a Clan Wars or
no, that was for cage conflict.
that's right.
Yeah.
And that was I wasn't too thrilled with that ending. I think they stopped that way too quickly.
I know, yeah.
But I mean, it happened. I mean, it is what it is, you know. But
I would have liked to have a bit more of a scrap in the cage, in all fairness.
yeah, absolutely.
Especially when you train so hard for something like that, and then it gets stopped that quickly. But sure, that's what can you do?
So just kind of, you got your start in MMA, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, like that's new to you, and that was kind of brought on by Alta, correct? Or
So basically, I'll explain. So how I actually got into the gym originally was I was actually going through a bit of a bad patch in my life. And
Okay.
my husband said, "Look, why don't we do some exercise or find something to do?" So we ended up, because we worked together, and we ended up at lunchtime just going and doing like we had a PT in SVG and just doing weights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we used to go to lunchtime. Two of us used to work out together, and I always used to sit there and watch. The weights are there and the mats are there, and I used to watch all these people fighting and rolling and not really even paying attention to what I was doing,
Yeah.
And I was like, I can do that. I know I can do that, and it just completely caught my eye. And then Andrew Brennan said to me once, he goes, I mean, like, why are you doing weights when you can get a workout and be punching people in the face at the same time? And I was like, that makes absolute sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just sounded brilliant. And then Lorna had introduced the Alta, which was Mutawari at the time, to me. And I think the first time she said it, I was intrigued, but I didn't sign up. And then it was the next session, which was season 7 that we did. That I say, look, just go for it, just pay it, and once that's done, it's done. You have no other option then. Do you know what I mean? So that's probably the best things I ever did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the hardest things that I've ever done, besides getting into a cage, was actually going to the induction day. Especially when you don't know anybody, and you know yourself, and it's. But then you find that everyone's there for the same kind of.
Did you on that first day? Did you get there early?
I did. I'm ridiculously punctual. I don't know if anybody's listening to this that knows me, but I'm just like, I will show up 10 minutes before something and just sit there and wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, except for the day with traffic. But, I'm really punctual. So yeah, I did, and I sat there, and again, the 10 minutes sitting in the car waiting to go in was like an hour. It felt like an hour. Do you know what I mean?
Were you trying to talk yourself out of it?
No.
Or pump yourself up?
I'm quite a competitive person.
Okay.
So, and I love a challenge. So
Yeah.
if I see someone doing something, I'll be like, I want to try that. Let me have a shot at that. And even on the day, like I gave my all. I was not a very cardio fit person.
Okay.
So that induction I was like, whoa, and it's going to be like this in 20 weeks, you know. So, but I loved it. I just continued, and I really. 6 o'clock one.
Yeah. Okay. That's how I thought. I couldn't remember. Yeah. So you started it, fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And now Naomi's out here trying to fight everybody.
I'll give anybody a shot once.
Yeah.
See
You did, just so everyone knows, you fought twice in one night with like a 15-minute break in between.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the second person, she is about 10 kilos heavier than you, yeah?
Something like that.
That's...
But you know what, it's during this the reason why I've got so many opportunities to fight the amount that I have is because it's very hard to find anybody my weight at the 53 kg mark.
Eat.
So,
Come on, put lead in your shoes.
Yeah. But for all the majority of the fights they found that for somebody else's finale, for Alta or Sorry, whatever it was, they couldn't find anybody, so they'd asked me, did I want to fight?
To step in,
to step in. And on that particular night, the reason when I was getting my hands wrapped is when they asked me, did I want to fight?
Yeah.
Because the second girl's opponent pulled out. And you asked me that question, I'm going to say yes, absolutely. You didn't get to finish the sentence, and I said yes. But also for the girl that didn't get to fight, she's trained that whole 20 weeks. And she's not going to get that opportunity, and she's there, dressed, ready to go. Do you know what I mean? So I felt for her in that way as well. In hindsight, probably not a good idea, but look.
You didn't sustain much damage or anything, did you?
No, not really. I did have a bit of a bump in my head.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which actually had me not being able to compete or fight then for the suspended time, whatever it was, 29 days, something like that.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, I got to fight twice in one night, and you know, so I really enjoyed that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you did Alta. You know, you're starting on your amateur career. You've had one fight so far. You have another one coming up. Okay, so I know they never ask or say you should never ask, but how old are you? You're 37.
I'm 37. Yeah.
Okay.
So I started this when I was 35.
Where do you think? Where are you trying to take this? Are you just trying to see where the road goes, or do you have a plan?
I'm 37, probably in like a 25-year-old's mind.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So I have so much time on my hands. The way I'm thinking. I mean, you see some of the most best skilled and most professional female fighters these days are in their 40s. Do you know what I mean? So I still feel I have a good bit of time to go. Where it's going to take me, I'm not too sure. I found that I picked this up quickly. I learn fast, and if I've done 7 fights in a year and a half, where else can I go with this? Do you know what I mean? How much more can I learn in another year and a half?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm just at the moment, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can, get as much skill in, as much time in the cage, as much time on the mats, even in competitions, and just see where it takes me, really. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's a good outlook to have. Just kind of see what happens. Okay, so obviously you're not from here. You're like me. You're a blow-in like myself. Yeah. So you're from South Africa.
From South Africa in Cape Town, yeah. Granddad was originally from Donegal.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He lived in South Africa since he was 18.
What brought him to South Africa?
My granny, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So she was.
Love,
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I'm here.
Yeah. There you go. You know yourself. But even though myself, my dad, and my brother, my mom used to come back and forth from South Africa to Ireland ever since I think it was about 10.
Okay.
So at the age of 14, my dad just said, look, we're literally Irish citizens, we have the passports, let's just move. Do you know what I mean? Which is great. At the time, my dad actually gave myself and my brother an option. He had a job, he got a job proposal in New Zealand and he got one in Ireland. And he said to us, where do you think we should live?
Oh wow.
So
He chose Ireland.
yeah, I chose Ireland. Yeah, yeah, which is good. I have now my husband and 5 boys, so yeah, so we used to go back and forth a lot on holidays, and we just moved over. And
How old were you when you moved here?
14.
14.
Yeah, yeah. So I finished my my schooling in Naas, St Mary's in Naas.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's what's South Africa like?
3 years ago now.
What's South Africa like? 23. Really? So 2000, 99, 2000.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just tell me about South Africa. I've never been to the continent before. I've always wanted to go.
Well, you see, I still have South Africa in my head as a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Because I've only ever gone back twice on holidays.
Really?
Yeah, aunts and uncles and everything, they all come over here now.
Okay.
So I don't have any need to really go back as much. I like to go back when my youngest is a little bit older.
Okay.
But when I lived there, it was nothing like it is now. You know, it used to be a case of I used to come home when the street lights came on. Do you know that kind of way? Like just
Yeah.
playing. Beautiful country. Went to the beaches all the time, nearly after school all the time. Great holiday spots over there. It was just I've never really felt unsafe at all living over there. Be very cautious now if I went back now, but
Yeah, it's like that's. I mean, I guess it's all the stories I've heard are always
Yeah.
been the opposite.
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's not that it's like dangerous,
Yeah.
but it's it's certainly a country like you have to have your wits about you.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But sure, it's like walk down the wrong street in anywhere in Ireland. You know, if you shouldn't really be there.
Yeah, you could get told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I never ever felt unsafe. It was a great place. We actually went to which I found quite strange when I came over here. I was in a mixed school over there.
Okay.
Growing up ever. So over here, coming over to an all-girls school, that was a very big change for me, especially at the age of 14, where you're just coming into like your adolescence and everybody is kind of finding themselves, and I came smack bang in the middle of. I couldn't really find where I was supposed to fit.
Okay.
Because even growing up in South Africa, I was friends with the more nerdy people, and I was friends with the more popular people. Do you know what I mean? So coming over here, I did find that I got bullied quite bad.
Really?
Over here, yeah. It was. I used to come home kind of like black and blue.
Really?
And my mom used to be like, "Is everything okay?" And I used to kind of just try and hide it and not let her know. But look, sure, I've always had that kind of fight mentality in me.
Okay.
Like, I never used to start a fight, but if one came at me, I'm not backing down either. Kind of way. Yeah, that was quite. But I just found that I've always had that kind of fight or flight instinct, but it was more fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. Just so, like, what is it? Or is there anything about South Africa that you kind of miss? My assumption is you've only been there twice since.
I know.
So,
that's it. Well, there is of the food, definitely the food.
Really?
But also in my head, because as a 14-year-old, I'm sweets. Like,
Yeah.
the different kinds of
Okay.
like sweets. There's South African shops all over the place that I just sometimes buy stuff from.
Yeah.
Another thing that I really miss is biltong, which is like
What is it?
your equivalent of beef jerky.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's a big South African thing, and you can get that over here as well anyway, but it's just little kind of like memories and stuff
Yeah.
like that, Definitely being able to get up and just go to the beach whenever you want.
You said Cape Town, right?
Cape Town, yeah.
Was it Lion's Head Rock, or what, they have like a big mountain?
Lion's Head.
Yeah, or Lion's Head. Yeah,
Lion's Head, yeah.
That's in Cape Town, right?
That is, yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
okay.
Table Mountain as well.
Yeah. There's a YouTuber I follow, and his partner's family is from there, from that area.
Very good, yeah.
So
No,
you
it is.
have to worry about sharks. Was that?
Yeah, well, again, I've never...
Because I know like South Africa is known for the white
yeah.
sharks.
But I mean, you know yourself, the younger you are, the more... How was it into you? But the more kind of like fearless you are.
Oh, okay.
So I used to jump into the sea all the time and not have to worry about what's underneath me. Now if I jump into the ocean and it's all dark, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I don't like large bodies of water.
Yeah.
Specifically, I don't know what's down there.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly,
I'll
yeah.
stick to a pool. It's
Yeah,
6 feet deep. I can reach that.
Yeah. No, I just sharks. No, not really. I've never had to actually Well, I probably did have to worry about them, but in my head, I was just like, no.
Is there ever a time where, like, growing up, where you heard about someone or?
Oh yeah, you would look on the news like.
Oh wow.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they manage them a lot better now in terms of
Okay.
and stuff like that, and you know.
Yeah. And then the nets. Do they use nets there as well?
And some beaches,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, or certain zones that you
Yeah.
should only swim in. I think that's more for the tides and stuff like that.
Okay. That's good. Do you speak anything other than English then? Do you speak like Afrikaans or something?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah. Well, Afrikaans is between English and Afrikaans. It's you're nearly bilingual in both.
Okay.
So you would have like an English family, and then you would have an Afrikaans family. And Afrikaans would be their first language, and English would be their second.
Okay.
Whereas for me, it's my first language is English, and Afrikaans is second. But my mom is Afrikaans.
Okay.
So even though we both, you'd be both as kind of bilingual in both, or is equal in both languages. But I'm still at 14 years old and I love Afrikaans. So I can understand it completely, and I can still hold a conversation.
Okay.
But it's just at a basic level.
Yeah.
Stage, yeah.
Do you ever run into anyone from South Africa here?
There are a lot of South Africans living
Really?
here, but not anybody that I actually know.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I do have an American friend that lives here.
There's another one? There's more of us?
Yeah. That went over to America and was speaking to somebody from South Africa that knew me from South Africa.
Really?
Yeah, so, talk about a small world. Well,
That's awesome. What are your... Do you know D. Antwoord?
Sorry?
D. Antwoord?
No.
They're a South African band.
Oh, is it?
And
No.
They're lunatics. They're awesome, but they're crazy.
Yeah. No. Do you know what
But,
the music that I actually grew up in? This is so strange. The music that I grew up with in South Africa was the Corrs and
The Corrs.
Brian Kennedy.
Oh yeah.
UB40 and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
All that kind of stuff. I remember the CD player, the old CD players where you open up the back of it, the leaflet, and have all the words and everything on it. So yeah, it was Irish music that I listened to. Irish bands.
Do you teach your kids what you know, like in Afrikaans or?
No, not really. No, I've never used. What I do like is if my mom ever comes over to the house, if I want to say something I don't want the kids knowing, I'll speak to her in Afrikaans.
Okay.
So they can't. They don't know what we're saying. But
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't go as far as teaching them. I teach them jiu-jitsu now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Do they practice at all at the gym, or are they kind of at
No,
home, or?
I really want to get. My 9-year-old should really get into it because his arm is when you try and armbar him, it's
You can
on the opposite side.
kind of hyperextended.
Oh, yeah.
My sister-in-law's like that. Freaks me out.
Yeah. It's really. It'd be great to armbar. I think there should be nothing happening.
Yeah. Your kid. You have 5 boys.
5 boys, yeah.
What's the age range?
So the age range is. There's a big gap between them now. So it's 20 and then 10. No, sorry, 20.
20.
20.
20? You have a 20-year-old.
I had a
Get out of here.
Over here. So 20, 12.
That's why I only ever see 5 or 4 in a picture.
Exactly.
Okay,
Because,
all right.
the other one's too old to be hanging out with mom. 20, 12, 10, 6, and 4. Don't ask me the names.
Or birthdays.
Yeah, exactly. No, my husband's terrible without the birthday.
Yeah. How do they feel about mom stepping into cages and fighting people?
Yeah, do you know what? It's they thought it was really cool at the beginning, but now it's just like, oh, she's not a fighting before.
Yeah.
Or come home and I might have a black eye and be like, oh, mom. Yeah, no, they do think it's cool. I'd like to actually bring them to one of my fights. I find that I would probably do very good that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if I brought them to my first jiu-jitsu competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was that?
Oh God, I'd say probably about like 7 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Ish, yeah. And that was nice.
Yeah.
I didn't win that again. It was one of those where I was put into a category with some 10 kgs heavier than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if you're not on stuff, that
Yeah.
But it was great for them to see the kind of preparation training and the going to that, and that winning isn't always everything.
Yeah.
I mean, so it was great because they videoed me and they were go mom, and the little cheers behind it. So that was cute to see.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'd like to my next jiu-jitsu competition, or just for any of them in general, I'd like to bring mine. But I mean, they're still too young to really even comprehend kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. And then, so your husband as well. Obviously, he's a bit like he was kind of the one. I don't want to say to introduce you, but like I mean, you went to SPG together, and then how's he?
Of course, Ralph's probably kicking himself right now.
Yeah.
Especially with the, he just couldn't understand. I think when I said I was going to sign up for this program that was 20 weeks long, and I'll be getting up at like 5 a.m. in the morning, to get for 6, and he was like, "How is this going to work?"
Yeah.
So I actually gave the ultimatum that I knew I wanted to do this that much that I would make it work.
Yeah.
So with anything that came out in the case of what happens if he said I have to go to work at say 6:30 in the morning, then I'll say right, then I'll pay extra for the childminder to come over earlier so that I could do it. Do you know what I mean? So I had it in my head that this is something that I was going to do, and there was nothing that was going to stop me from doing that. He even said there was a few times where he'd like roll over in the bed and kick, be like try to feel if I'm there, and he'd be like, Jesus, she's not there, So that I'd be gone already. So he does think I'm a bit nuts.
Yeah.
Now at the moment, especially because I continued in the training ever since that. That's what I was saying. I always feel like I'm in a camp because I haven't really stopped. It's either training every day or twice a day, unless I'm going on holidays or anything like that. But yeah, it is strenuous because again I'm going to bed early in the evenings.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really getting that time that we really should with each other. So trying to balance everything between family, work, and then the whole training can be a bit tricky sometimes.
Yeah. But you're making it work.
I am making it work. Yeah.
That's awesome.
He doesn't have a choice.
No. So recently you were in Thailand.
Yes. Yeah. So
that's awesome because that's my dream to.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to go for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And just do a full intense.
So would I, but I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. So you were there for what, 2-3 weeks?
No, it wasn't. I was actually only there. I was traveling for 9 days and I trained for 5. It was the most I could.
Really? That was it?
It was the most I could get away from the kids.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So
take them with you next time.
I know. Yeah. I'm actually thinking about doing that. Is going on a family holiday and then just every day kind of going on for training.
That I find that now. If my wife and I are planning a holiday, I'm like, where do you want to go? I'm like, all right, hold on, and then I like Google gyms around there.
Yeah.
Like, all right, yeah, we can go there. Or it's like, yeah, maybe we'll go here instead, and yeah.
I recently just came back on a family holiday from Spain, and I was packing my suitcase, and it was 2 kind of carry-ons, and it must have been 2 different people going on holidays. Because there was one suitcase with all my holiday stuff, and then another suitcase with my gloves, my gum shield, my different size gloves. So I've actually Googled that MMA gym over there and contacted them and said, look, with the best intentions of going, obviously, never happened.
No.
I think once I got over there, it was holiday mode, and then, but it is always something I'm thinking about because then I always feel like I'm missing out on training, or even in terms of fitness, a few days off and I'm back to square one.
Yeah, it's not even like it's like it's something we both you enjoy doing, right? So it's like
keeps you sane.
Yeah, I mean it's like you're doing something that you enjoy doing on a holiday. So like it's a holiday version of what you enjoy doing.
Yes, exactly.
That's how I look at it. And then I like going to new gyms and just seeing how they're training people.
Yeah.
And then either if I do really well in there, I come out feeling great, or if they stop me, then I know I really need to keep going.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Sorry. So back to Thailand. So you trained for 5 days. How was that?
Trained for 5 days. Yeah, but when you fit on that, 5 days seems nothing, but in that heat, and when you're training for 4 hours a day, so 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. Actually, it was 1 hour in the afternoon that I did. So it was 2 hours. It was 2 hours of Muay Thai, 1 hour of MMA, and then 2 hours of Muay Thai as well. Yeah. Yeah, so then 5 hours a day.
What? Where'd you go? Was it?
AK.
Yeah, AK.
Okay. It was good. Now it is. Yeah. The only thing is I had to try and acclimatise with the jet lag, the heat. Then you start training. By the time you actually nearly get used to that,
you're out of there.
I was finished.
You're getting ready to go.
So 2-3 weeks would have been absolutely perfect. But again, it was.
There were a couple other SPG folks over there, I think around the same time. I don't know if they were at AK or
One
not.
of the other guys from the gym, Jer, was there. And
Yeah.
when I left, one of the other girls just came over. So it seems to be, Thailand seems to be very popular for anybody going over there wants to try and improve the skills, you know. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, and it's good. Like I learned a lot. I learned a lot over there in everything. So there was also jiu-jitsu classes that we were doing over there. They do yoga, they do the MMA, the Muay Thai.
Yeah. What do you do in your off time? Just hang on the beach?
Just chill.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, it's training 4 hours a day. You
just
probably don't have much
have a
energy
nap
for anything
nearly,
else. Yeah.
Have a nap nearly, and then come back. But
Have you been to Thailand before?
I have actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, well, I've been twice. Funny story. I won't get into it, but we went
Get into
on
it.
on my honeymoon, and my husband got kidnapped
What?
for ransom.
Get out of here!
Yeah. I know. Stop. Eventually got him,
You're,
and I had to pay the money out of an ATM. With them to hand.
hold on. How much was your husband worth? I'm curious.
In all fairness, I think it's only like 5,000 baht, which is like 200 quid. So
What? That's it?
keep him. But no, I know.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Holy shit! He was.
It was so funny because I remember him.
I need to get him in here.
The first time he's like, "No, Naomi, this could be a bit dangerous, so don't get too drunk on the first night." And he's the one that gets taken.
I need to know some circumstances here. What happened? How did?
We kind of lost each other at one stage during the night.
Okay.
I kept ringing him. Did eventually ring him. Somebody got on the phone, was talking, and said, "You need to come get your husband. We have him." And basically, some guy said, "Oh, I know where he is. I'll be able to take you to him." So I kind of like went, "All right." And some guy stopped me and went, "Don't go with him. He's been listening to your conversation this whole time." And I was like, "Oh, what do I do?" Panicking. So I eventually asked the chap, do you mind coming with me? I'll pay you to come with me. Just translate what's happening here. So he did anyway. And we drove 20 minutes across Bangkok as well.
Wow.
We eventually got there.
It's a real life hangover scenario. Wow.
We eventually got there, and the guy just said, I could see him sitting there. And I definitely did say that he tried to get away, and his pockets were all ripped. And I actually was holding onto the money that night because of the handbag and everything.
Yeah.
So they just said, go over there and take the money. So I went over there, took the money, and once I calculated in my head how much it was, I was like, okay, it's fine.
It's like, all right, fine, just let's get this over with. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was quite scary in all fairness now.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. It's a funny story to tell.
Man, that's intense.
Yeah.
Did you have kids at that time, or like?
Yes.
Or how old were the?
We had the three. Yeah, so they were only like 2 and 5.
Do they know the story, or will you share this?
now.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's crazy. But it clearly didn't deter you from going back.
No. The Thai people are very nice, actually, in all fairness. I did find it a bit strange when we went over. When I went over there now to train, people were leaving like their helmets on the bikes and keys nearly in the bikes, and there was nobody's stealing anything over there. So
it is.
Except for husbands.
It is relatively safe enough country.
Yeah, it is.
But I think when it goes bad there, it tends to kind of escalate very quickly. Yeah. Like how did they hurt him? Did they?
No, I think they just tried to. When he tried to run off, they had ripped his pockets and everything, trying to find money, and just sat him down. It was done in a very non-suspicious way. If you understand. So they were under the radar. So it wasn't like we didn't even call the police. Do you know what I mean? I was just happy just to get him back and leave it at that.
So basically, it was they tried to rob him. He didn't have anything.
No.
So call somebody. We want money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised I didn't go to my stuff though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's before I knew how to fight. I would chance it over there.
Wow, that's great. So you travel a lot.
We do. We do enjoy going on family holidays a lot. As much as not as much as we can, but I mean we do work quite hard. We have a family business, which is stressful most of the time. So whenever we get a chance to go away, we do.
Yeah. That's good. What is your family business?
It's a stair and door manufacturing company, so it's called
Okay.
Connolly Stairs. It's my husband's company. So yeah, we just make staircases for developments and one-off houses and stuff like that. So
Interesting. Who are your coaches? Who are your main coaches at the moment?
at the moment, I'm doing 3 mornings a week with Shane Mullen.
Yep.
So that's going really well.
Yeah.
We're working on kind of pad work and ground work and positionals and stuff like that. And then I do the 11 o'clock then on the pro sessions every day. Try to get there every day.
Yeah.
And then if I can in the evenings, I'll try to get 1 or 2 jits or
How do you find training with the pros? There's a couple women in there, yeah.
there is,
Yeah.
yeah, there is. It's intense.
Yeah.
And you get humbled very quickly.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But I learn a lot. I'm learning a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
And it's great.
You're in the perfect place to be learning as well.
Yeah.
I say this a lot, but it's because I truly mean it. Like the sheer amount of talent that runs through there,
yeah.
it's unreal.
Incredibly lucky.
You know, and yeah, and I think like Ireland in general, I think is lucky to have, you know, all these people that represent Ireland. You know, and it's you know between, you know, John Kavanagh's coaching, and
Fighters you train with.
the fighters. Oh man, it's an absolute. It's a college education you're getting, you know, by training there, and that's I think that's awesome. And anyone who gets in there and trains with, you know, like the likes of Johnny Walker's massive. You know, huge human. You're in there training the pros pretty much every day.
I try.
Yeah.
That's only recently that I started that now. I mean, I remember after the altar, my husband was like, right, that's it, that's done, there we go. And I was like, no, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I said, just please, just give me 1 year. Just give me 1 year of me training as much as I can, and whenever I can, just 1 year to be able to try and get into that session. And then if I don't, fine. Just like
To try to get in with
on the pro sessions, and he said, right, okay, fine. So I did. I trained my ass off, and then when I finally did, he's like, well, now what? I'm like, let me come back to you with another goal. But no, it's such a different kind of learning experience you get training with them.
Yeah. Now, is there anyone that like you kind of like look up to in the sport?
Okay.
Or I mean, is there anyone in particular that kind of gives you inspiration to, like, you know, I'd like to achieve that, or?
Yeah, well, I actually remember this one moment where is when I was doing the weights. Before I actually started the gym, and Sinead Kavanagh was in there, and it was that moment I was looking, I was like, I can do that. You know, I'm pretty sure that I can fight like they can. You know, I think I was watching at that time. I was watching the Alters train.
Okay.
That was what, and what was Wintory then, and Sinead was just like, just join the gym. You know, as well. So it's like, okay, but no, definitely Sinead Kavanagh is somebody that's you know, that I admire.
Absolutely, she's a beast.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolute animal.
Yeah. No, there's a lot. You know, I now that I train at the 11 o'clock session, I get to learn a little bit from everybody.
Okay.
Everyone has their own unique style. Everybody has their own little technical information that they'll give you when they're training, and it's just like sometimes you go out of there and like my mind is like racing because I've just learned so much from different people, and I just try to put those scenarios over in my head and kind of like picture myself doing that, or you know, but you know, there's a lot of people in that one gym that, you know, admire nearly everybody in there.
That's all, yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way. Anytime you go in there, it's you're kind of awestruck, you know, just as I'm making my way upstairs, you know, you just see everyone in there, and then you hear someone just grunting and
Yeah.
kicking a pad and it's shaking the whole house.
So I've been walking in there once, and Peter Quealy was doing the ski machine,
Yeah.
and the thing was lifting
Yeah,
off the ground.
I've seen-
It was like touching Jesus. He was just I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, they work incredibly hard in there. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, well, here, look, coming to the end here.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. I'd like to welcome you back anytime. So everyone can follow Miss Naomi. Was it at the Good Food Mom on Instagram?
Yeah, the Good Food Mom.
Yeah. Make sure we follow Wolverine Fightwear and Locomotiva BJJ for kindly sponsoring this beautiful place. All right, so check it out. If you're looking for a new gym, this is a place to be. SPG is a place to be. The head coach here, Edson, trained at SPG, so you know you're getting a good education over here as well. So yeah. All right. Thanks again.
Cheers.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
go, 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 go.